Okay friends, welcome to the channel Let's Play with Physics. Today we discuss about some graphical problem, a simple graph x log x, and some of you may know that about the graph and some of may not. So let's start the graph y is equals to x log x. So where is the base? What is the base here? We take the base here 10 because it is some difficult to draw. Not difficult to draw, it is same as x ln x, but it is difficult to find minima point here because here some students make mistakes here. So I will discuss about that. So to draw this graph we have to draw, actually we have to know about the graph, two graphs first. What is the graphs? Y is equals to x and y is equals to log x. So we all know about the graph y is equals to x. Here is my graph, it is x axis and this is my y axis, and you know that the graph y is equals to x is a straight line through the origin. And what is the log x? The graph of log x, the graph of log x is something looking like that. At x equals to 0 it is undefined and it is increases very rapidly to 1, which is the value is 0, and then increases very slowly to the higher x. Now we have to join those two graphs and make the graph x log x. So how can we do that? So let us try to do that. Here y is equals to x log x. So from the graph of log x and x, you can see that the y is equals to x graph is continuous throughout the graph paper, but log x has a discontinuity at x equals to 0. So what is the value of x log x at x equals to 0? This is a problem because x equals to 0 and log x is undefined. So when these types of problems comes, we have to take limit, but because we cannot tell about the point 0, but we can tell about the point near to the 0. So we take the limit. So let us take the limit x tends to 0 x log x. So what is the value of that? So to do that we have to take limit x tends to 0 minus log 1 by x and then 1 by x. Is that step is clear? What I have done, that I have take here 1 by x and give the negative signs which is equals to log x, and the x in here I have make it in the downsides and take it as 1 by x. So this is correct, and you can see that this is something like infinity by infinity form. So we can apply the famous rule, L'Hospital's rules, but here we have to be clear. In L'Hospital's rules we have to derivative the upper sides and the lower, but here is the mistakes that students always have done, that the derivative always defined in log base e, but here we take log base 10. So we have to make sure about the base. So we have to make this base e, but this is a constant factor, so we can do that. Limit x tends to 0 minus ln x divided by 2.303 divided by ln 1 by x. Okay, let's do that in another page to make it clear. Limit, so what I get, x tends to 0 minus ln 1 divided by x divided by 1 by x into 2.303. So applying L'Hospital's rule, what we have get, that 1 divided by 1 divided by 1 by x into minus 1 by x square divided by minus 1 by x square and 2.303 which remains, and there is a limit x tends to 0 should be here, and what we will get, that this is equals to limit x tends to 0 minus x into 2.303. Then what is the value? It is equals to 0. So we have found that value of y equals to x log x equals to 0 at x equals to 0. So what I find, that y is equals to x log x, this is x equals tends to 0, y is equals to 0, and where else it will be 0? We have to find that. If you remember the graph of y is equals to x log x, then you can find that at y is equals to log x, then you can find that x equals to 1, the function y is equals to log x is 0, which implies that y is equals to x log x also be 0 at x equals to 1. So we find 2 points where the function is 0. So x equals to x tends to 0 is also 0, and x equals to 1 where y is equals to 0. So if this is my graph paper, this is x axis and this is of course y axis. Then we have found 2 points, that x equals to 0 and this is my x equals to 1, where the function is 0. Now as there is no other discontinuity which you can see from the graph of y is equals to x and y is equals to log x separately, that the function both are continuous in any other point, so there is no problem of discontinuity, then we can say that between those 2 points there should be a extremum point, and this extremum point may be maxima or minima. So what we can have to do, we have to find that whether the function is have a maxima or minima or have many other maxima or many minima. So let us find about that. So we have y is equals to x log x. Now we have to derivative it, but before derivative it, make it base 10 base e ln x divided by 2.303. Many students makes mistakes here. Now if we derivative that, then y prime will be 1 plus ln x divided by 2.303, and this will give you that the x equals to 0.36, and at 0.36 you can find that while double prime is greater than 0, which means that x equals to 0.36 is a minima. So there is no maxima, only there is some minima. So we have to find now we have found that there is a minima at x equals to 0.36, which is nearly equals to that. So we can say the graph in the downside of x axis will be that. Now what about the upper side? Now upper side, you know, I have said that log x increases very slowly, but y is equals to x very rapidly. So for higher x we have majority comes from y is equals to x axis, so its nature will be something like y is equals to x, but not exact straight line, because there is also a log of x. So it is very easy to draw from here. This is will be something like that. It is increasing something like y is equals to x, but not linearly, because there is a log of x. So this is the result. Now, and this is my 0.36. Now what will be the result for if you draw y is equals to ln x in the same graph? Let's think about that in yourself, and I will give you the answer, but you have to give the logic in your own. This will be the graph of y is equals to x ln x, and this minimum point will be same. This is 0.36. So thank you very much. If you like the video, please like, subscribe and comment your answer. Anything graph you want to know and anything problem with this video, you can comment here. If I have done any wrong, please make me clear. Thank you very much. Let's see you in the next video. In the next video I have I will discuss about the graph y is equals to 1 divided by 1 plus e to the power minus mod x, or maybe 1 plus minus this type of. So you can try it yourself, and let's see you in the next video. I will discuss about that. Thank you very much. Bye.